We have our cameras, we have them recorded, we have our VMS, but what are some of the things we can do now after the fact forensically with some of the analytics and the systems that Bosch has?
Sure. So BVMS features an advanced search function, which we call forensic search. Forensic search utilizes metadata that is streamed off the camera and stored alongside the video, and we can create after-the-fact rules to search against that data. From an operator standpoint, some operators may or may not have the permission to be able to use this function. Typically, like you said, it's an after-the-fact searching after an event had already happened. Gotcha.
So it reduces the time of the search, easier to be able to do it. Great. Well, definitely, if you have any questions on this, support@midchest.com or give us a call.
From the live mode inside of Operator Client, we will navigate to the playback mode. If you remember from previous sequences, the live view is this button here that looks like a camera, and the playback is the button to the right. Now that we are in playback mode, we will navigate to the logical tree, and we will select the camera in which we want to perform the forensic search on. Here we will select the camera and drag and drop to an image pane. I am double clicking just to enlarge the screen of the camera. From here, we will go to the far left and navigate to the bottom tab, that is the forensic search tab. Inside of this tab, you will notice it is very similar to setting up IVA tasks. To perform a forensic search, we will want to come down to the bottom and select New. For this particular search, we are going to do a line crossing. Inside of the task, you want to select crossing line. Down at the bottom, we can change the task name. And select the right arrow. From the drop-down line, we want to create a new line. Now you will notice a line will appear in the center of the camera image. We're going to drag the line over to the specific area inside the camera that we want to perform the forensic search on. For this particular rule, we are going to do a two-way line crossing. So down at the bottom of Properties, we want to change the direction to Any. We can now select the right button to continue on. For this particular rule, we are not going to filter by object class. We will also not be filtering by object size or by object motion or by color. So we can just hit next through all of these or just click finish. From here, we must now select the time. So inside the playback, you will want to select the timeline button. And you can see here we are set on 2:32 p.m. I'm going to simply grab the slider bar and drag it to the right, and I'm simply only going to search roughly a half an hour. Now that our time is selected, we can come back over to the forensic search window and click search. You will now notice the status bar and how many hits that have been found is displayed in the left-hand corner. To find the forensic search hits, we will want to navigate back to the recorded video, and the button above the forensic search is where the hits are found. Now you will notice you will have multiple hits, all with a timeline and description. To view one, you just simply double click. Now you can see here the vehicle, in this case, that crossed the line to create the hit. If we want to view the video, we can come up to the top and simply hit play. For the next forensic search, I will now show how we can modify a previous rule. From this menu, we will navigate over to the left-hand side of the forensic search menu. We will click on the task that we previously created, and we will come down and select the Edit button down the bottom center. For this particular rule, I want to change the direction. Instead of any, I want to select forward. You will notice now that there is an arrow in the center of the line that we created, and now I'm going to be searching for any object coming down the road. I do not want to change any other parameters of this forensic search, so I'm just going to simply select the Finish button. Now we will have to go back down to the bottom of the timeline, select our time parameters, and again, we're simply just searching roughly a half an hour. We will navigate back to the forensic search field and select Search. And you can see we have 198 hits. We will go back to where the hits are located in the forensic search results. To view one of these, simply select one, double click, now you can see we have a vehicle crossing the line in the direction that we were looking for. To play the video again, we can simply just come down here and hit play. And again, you can see up in the top left-hand corner the alarm. If you want to create a new search and you no longer need the search that you just previously created, you can simply highlight the task that you created, navigate down to the bottom right of the forensic search window, and click Delete. Now notice the box that we made prior is still going to exist. We can delete that out by right-clicking and selecting Cut. Now that box is no longer in the field of view of the camera. For our next forensic search, we're going to set up a entering the box rule. From the forensic search menu, we're going to simply select the New button down in the left-hand corner. We will then create a new task of entering field. Again, we can change the task name if needed, and we'll simply select the Next button. Now we want to select the field that we are searching against. In this case, I'm going to create a new field instead of searching the whole screen. Now you can see the field has entered on the center of the screen. I'm going to, in this case, simply draw a box in the intersection. If this square shape does not fit the area that you're trying to search, you can simply add a node by double-clicking anywhere in the straight line, and a node will be created. This is useful for odd shapes or odd areas that you may be trying to fill with the box. Now that we have the area and the shape that we want, we're going to simply scroll down to the bottom of the forensic search field and click the Next button. We are not filtering by object class or object size or object motion or by color, so we can simply click Next through all of these menus, or simply Finish. Now we need to select the time in which we are going to search against the recorded video down in the bottom of recorded video of the timeline. Again, I'm just going to grab the slider bar on the right and search roughly a half an hour of time. Now we can navigate back to the forensic search field and click Search. Here you can see that we have 235 hits. Now we will navigate back down to the forensic search results. To view any of these results, simply double click and now we can hit play. For our next forensic search task, we are going to create exiting the box. So we are going to navigate in the forensic search field for New. We're going to select Leaving the field. Select the Next button. For the field, we are going to select a new field instead of the whole screen. You will notice a square box pops up in the middle of the field, and we will move this to search the area where the incident may have happened. Again, to create a node, we simply double click on the line, and now we can create odd shapes that fit the scene better. For this particular search, this is all we will need to do. So we can come down to the Finish button and select Finish. Now we need to select our time down at the bottom in the timeline. Again here, this time we will grab the left hand of the slider bar and search against roughly a half an hour of time. Navigate back to the forensic search window and click the Search button. From here, you can see that we found 166 hits. We will navigate back down to the bottom above the timeline and select the Forensic Search Results button. We can select any of these to view the hit or alarm. Now you can see the bus exited the field, and now we are getting alarms of exiting the field. The next task we are going to set up is following a route. So we will select New. In the taskbar, we will select Following Route. Again, we can name the task and we will select Next. To define the route, we will use the drop-down, select New Route. Now you see a box with an arrow show up on the screen. From here, we're going to set up the route for this particular search. We're going to set up someone turning left at the light. So we will want to add a couple nodes simply by double clicking. And for this, we will want to expand out as people turn the corner. They will be inside the route. You can also change the direction, but for this we are looking for left-hand turns from the light, so the direction is correct. We can now simply select Next, and from here we are now finished with this specific task, and now we will select Finish. Again, we will need to select a time. For here, we will do something just a little bit different. We will create or select the hairline of where the event may have happened. So it will be in the date and time down below. We're still going to keep the same date, however, we will change the time. So we are just going to jump the slider to 11:30 a.m. After entering in the date and time, simply select Set Position of Hairline, and it will jump the hairline to 11:30 a.m. For this specific task, we want to search 11:30 to 12:30, so I will grab the right-hand bar of the slider, and select 12:30. From here, navigate back to the Forensic Search menu and click Search. You can see here we have 24 hits. Now we will navigate to the Forensic Search results. We will select a result. Now we'll navigate to the controls and play the video clip to see the Forensic Search result. For the next forensic search that we're going to do, we're going to define the route, except we are going to define object classification. So we will select Following the Route in the Forensic Search menu, select Edit, defining the route is fine, select the Next button. From here, we are going to filter by object class. For this particular case, we're going to select Cars. And now we can select Finish. We will have to set our time. From here, I'm just going to simply grab the slider bar to the left, and we will search roughly an hour of recorded video. Now navigate back to the Forensic Search menu and select Search. After the results are finished, you can see that we have 10 hits found. Now we can navigate to the Forensic Search Results button down below, and we can view the Forensic Search results just by double-clicking. Now we can hit the play button to watch the results. For this next forensic search task, we are going to set up a more complex rule. We're going to set up crossing a line in a certain direction, object classification of a vehicle with speed and color. We want to navigate to the Forensic Search tab Inside the forensic search window, we want to add a new rule. For task, we want to select crossing line. Again, we can change the task name down below if needed. Select next. Under define the lines tabs, we are going to drop the drop-down menu under line, select a new line. You'll notice a line will appear in the middle of the field of view of the camera. We're going to want to drag the line to the area which the vehicle will be crossing. Direction is set to forward. That is the correct direction for this specific task that we are going to run. We can now select the next button. We're going to filter by object class. We are looking for cars only. Select next. We will not be filtering by object size. However, we will be filtering by object motion, in this case speed. Minimum speed will be 40 kilometers an hour, which is roughly 25 miles an hour, and a max of 56 kilometers an hour, which is roughly 35 miles per hour. From here, we can select next. And now we will filter by object color. For this specific task, we will be searching for white vehicles. So inside the color wheel, we're going to select a couple different shades of white. Please keep in mind the camera does not identify colors the same way that the human eye does. So the more shades that you put down the bottom that is similar to the color that you were searching for will help ensure better results. Select a different color each time, or shade. You will need to select that box. You can select the gradient on the right hand side for a more gray tone or a darker color tone. And that is all of the filters that we're going to run for this specific forensic search. So we can click the Finish button down below. Now we need to set our timeline. For this particular forensic search, we're going to search from 1 p.m. to roughly 2:30 p.m. Now we will navigate back to the forensic search menu and click the search button. You'll notice the progress bar may go a bit slower because we've added additional criteria. Now you can see we have 3 hits. We can navigate to the forensic search results, and by double clicking you can see each result. So here we have a white car crossing the line, another white truck crossing the line, which we did specify cars. However, small trucks are going to be classified as a vehicle. The camera looks at trucks as tractor trailers and larger vehicles like buses. So also keep that in mind. And the last criteria is this white car.